What's going on, everybody? It's Kirby Kwan Jr. with the Yellow Fever crew, and once again we're back for another chat room. Today's episode topic is going to be on falling out. Let's get started.
Sometimes I feel like there's no getting through to you, like you don't appreciate all that.
So today we're going to start off with this side here with Patrick. So has there ever been any moments where you felt like you were falling out with someone or had like a disconnection?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it happened a few times actually. Normally there isn't like really a big fight or anything.
Okay.
Most of the time, if I don't talk to someone, then I just don't talk to them. Like, say if I move away and like I still have friends in the previous like area I've lived in. Say for the first week, I'd still talk to them and try to like be friends and everything. But after a while, I don't know, we just like drift apart, and I just don't keep in contact with them. Like, I have a lot of friends like that.
So when you go to Taiwan, we're not going to talk like again.
Well, like, I'm gonna be coming back, and I'll still be in the same area, so that's kind of different. It's not like I moved away, like, and
Okay.
I don't go back there.
Okay. Kevin, how about you? Have there ever been any situations where you felt like you were having a falling out with anyone?
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Besides me, no homo?
I mean, I think it's happened occasionally where, like Patrick said, it's less of a fight and more of, for me, it was more of a,
Fist.
it was more like a disagreement of opinion, and
Okay.
we kind of just like stopped talking for a bit. Eventually, like we would talk again, and we would kind of make things up. But for the most part, it's just like you stop talking to them because like you disagreed with something they said, or they disagree with something you said, something stupid.
For me, I usually don't. If I have any falling out with anyone, it's usually not like violent or filled with hatred. It's usually I just kind of like let it go and just like let it sit, and then if it's gonna come back together naturally, then I'll let it come back together naturally. Now the next question I want to ask is, have you guys ever had a falling out with a partner?
Yeah, I'd say my previous partner, there's quite a big fallout. I'm not gonna go into like too.
Please provide more details. You
not
have
gonna-
to, bro. It's
You
in
don't
the
have to be
show.
specific, you
I'm
know?
not gonna be too specific.
No names involved, nothing. Just give
I
us
can
like
like
the
tell you what
basics.
happened, I guess. Like
Story time with Patrick Chang.
we've been in this relationship for like quite a while. It's not like longest, but it's been like
2
over
years, 2 weeks, and 4 days.
It's been over 2 years, and like
Has it been 2 weeks? 2 years, 2 weeks, and 4 days, right?
it's been a couple months after 2 years, but.
Okay.
I guess like that's normally the time where like relationships start to have like issues usually. So like it's your responsibility to try to fix that. But like, to be honest, I didn't really try to fix it. I just like let it be. That's why I guess it didn't really work out. But the main problem was like, I guess by personality, I'm a pretty jealous person. So if like my partner, what?
You got jealous from me one time. Don't think I didn't notice.
Yeah. Like,
So, because the thing is, like his like the one that he's talking about, I actually knew her since like we were kids, and I could tell that he was like super like, what's that word? Possessive of her, right? And he low-key didn't ever want me to speak to her.
I wouldn't say it was that far, but like I'm a pretty jealous person by nature, but like I told her that and everything, and she said she was fine with it, I guess. But I don't know, it came to this point where like this person that she's been talking to, I feel like they're getting way too close, and they're meeting one-on-one with each other, like just meeting one-on-one. I didn't really feel comfortable with that, so I told her that, and like she told me it was fine and everything, but I don't know, I just had that weird feeling. So I think that's all I'm gonna tell you guys, but like there's like an argument, and like we just broke it off. So
And now they're both salty at each other. I'm the middle ground, so I would know. So Kevin, has there ever been any falling out the chat with anyone close to you?
Nope.
Good man. Now, here we come to the interesting part. Yeah. So like I said, I usually don't have, if I have like any like falling out with anyone, usually it's not like super vicious or whatever. Except,
I know what's going on.
yeah, except for this one time. So usually when I break up with someone, right, it's usually when it's the relationship has run its course and I have to let it go. In this case, after I let it go, 3 years later, she's still salty about it. So basically what happened was, after she was super salty about something, she spoke to me and my friend she spoke to my friend that's super close with me, right? She's basically like my sister. And what happened was she fabricated a lie about how I exposed some secret stuff about her to everyone and everything, and then it almost costed the friendship between me and my really close friend that I'm talking about, right? So then after she did this petty thing, this fabrication, I confronted her and I'm like, listen, man, I'm cheese right now. I'm pissed off. I'm really upset with you, considering that this is some shit. This is triggered by something that happened 3 years ago, and I let it slide countless times, all the time that you tried to like annoy me and defame me. Defame, that was the word, defamation. All the times that you were trying to like defame me and put shame on my name. But this time, because you went between me and my friend, it's gone too far, right? So I explained to her, listen, you have a couple of options right now. Sit down with me and work everything out so that we either remain as friends or complete strangers, because she was acting as like a frenemy at this point. Frenemy at this point, pardon me. Or never, ever acknowledge my existence ever again. And then basically, like she caught herself in this situation, realized that she done fucked up, and she decided to cut ties with me online and everything instantly, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. That's cool with me, because at least this is settled and over with. How do you guys think it's like the most effective way to deal with falling out if it gets out of hand? We're gonna start with, because I want to save you for last, because you're usually really reasonable about this. We're gonna start with Patrick.
Yeah, usually I just ignore it and like just pretend it doesn't exist, and usually like things run their course naturally, and like it's out of my life, and like I don't care. Yeah, basically I don't care anymore.
I don't care.
For me, I usually don't get myself in situations where it is vicious, but like I said, what happens is when it does get vicious, I actually tend to lose control when I'm directly involved in it. And what my go-to is actually not ignoring, it's sit down with me. None of this behind the phone or behind a webcam shit. Even a webcam I don't trust. I need to be able to read your emotions and your full intentions so that I know that you're not lying and just trying to make yourself feel better. I would make sure that we sit down and discuss things until we're both absolutely, completely content and satisfied. But if you just run away from it, then I realize it's not worth my time, and I'll just dismiss it entirely. So now, Kevin, how do you think people should deal with falling out with other people if it goes to a vicious state?
See, there's one more thing that neither of you have mentioned that I'd like to bring up.
Is it a letter?
Also, it's that when you have a falling out with someone, and you know, if you're thinking about actually trying to make things up, there's one thing you need to acknowledge.
You mean make things better or make things up? Like
make things better?
Oh, okay, because make things up is something else.
Make up. That's the.
Oh, okay. Make up with them.
What?
Make up with them.
So the idea is that, you know, if you're actually trying to make up with them, there's one thing you and whoever else that you're having a falling out with needs to acknowledge. Both of you need to acknowledge your mistakes within whatever happened. It doesn't matter who is technically right in the end. You both would have made a mistake anyways, or mistakes. And acknowledging that is at least the first step in actually coming to terms to understanding each other. Because, without that, you would still have that rift where both of you think the other person's wrong. I.e., Kirby's a little falling out. Or it's that both parties are mad at each other for something the other party did.
I wasn't really mad at her until she pulled that last stunt.
Yeah, and the other person was mad at him for a sort of misunderstanding.
A huge misunderstanding, dude.
But neither party could actually come to terms with that, so it's the idea that you need to actually understand each other and also acknowledge your own mistakes.
How salty have you ever been over falling out?
Well, like, personally, I would never do anything physical. Like, I wouldn't start, like, physical fights or anything, but, like, I guess by nature, I'm very passive-aggressive. So, I don't know. If I really don't like someone, I guess I'll talk behind their back and stuff like that, but
you been talking shit behind us? Behind our backs?
You never know.
Yo.
But, I don't know.
Fucking Kirby.
I really don't like confrontation, so it's normally behind people's backs and stuff. It's not really something to be proud of. Like,
fucking pussy.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
So what was one of the things that you witnessed that was like super salty that occurred after or during a fallout?
I'm not sure if this was like super salty or not, but I remember there was a situation with two of our friends who were dating for like 5 minutes. I think you know the story better.
I think it was like 3 months.
I think you might know the story better, Kirby.
I think it's them. Okay, so if I'm reading him correctly, I think he's talking about... Hold on. I think he's talking about what happened was after their breakup, which was... You know what? Actually, I don't want to mention when it was because they might be watching this and they might be hating on me. But why you exposed? My bad. Why you exposed? So what happened was after they broke up during, let's just say, a really important event in your school career that only he went to. Shut the fuck up, dog. Why you exposed? But yes. I just told you not to expose. So after this really important event in their high school career happened, they broke up during the end of it. And what happened was the male fell into not quite deep depression, but like a little bit of depression where he would always type in really depressing thoughts and talking about like, man, I wish this would change. I wish it could all go away. Nah, 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 nah.
Essentially, it was almost like his quoting Linkin Park lyrics.
Anything else that you witnessed that was really salty amongst even your closest friends, even us?
Well, I do remember Patrick. Well, whenever he gets really pissy, he just decides to like write diss tracks about random people.
They're not serious.
They're not even serious.
They're
He just decides to write them because he's like, yeah, man, I should totally do this.
Well, to be fair, I think that's a healthier way.
I remember what happened was he had like 2 drinks or whatever, right? And then he was sitting on the curb with his notebook, and we were waiting for the bus, and he's just like writing stuff. I thought he was writing lyrics or something, so I'm like, oh, what you doing there? He's like, I'm writing my thoughts down, okay? Fuck. I just got done writing. It was hilarious. I was trying so hard not to laugh the whole bus ride. He was sitting next to me. I'm like this. So he's sitting like right next to me, and I'm just like. I'm writing my thoughts down, okay?
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
If you are happening to go through a falling out, the most important thing to remember is to acknowledge what is wrong with the two of you or however much is involved in the falling out, and also remember to be really open-minded and to communicate with each other. Or do what Patrick does and just go, fuck everybody! And then just ignore the world around you and write on a notepad. No offense. Anyways, that's gonna be it for us here at the chat room. This is the Yellow Fever Crew. Once again, the topic was falling out.